Hi, my name is Ava, and today I'm going to talk about Doja Cat and just her career and her life and her many, many controversies. So this is just sort of going to be like a timeline of her life and the things that she's done, and then sprinkled in with all the drama. It's mostly going to be chronological, but don't get mad at me if it's not exactly in order. So I'm going to keep it brief on her early life because I don't think that's the most important part. But basically, she grew up mostly with her mom, and her dad does claim that he was somewhat in her life, but Doja Cat seems to say that he wasn't in her life and she never met him. In the first few years of her life, she lived with her grandmother, and then she moved with her mom and her brother to California, and they lived in the ashram for a while, and then they moved to LA, and this is where she started to go to like a regular high school and stuff like that. And she said that she liked LA way more than the city that she was in before because she just felt like she could be herself, and she was like excited to be skateboarding and just doing all this stuff, and she stated this in interviews. She did also grow up training in dance, and she learned a specific style of Indian dance, and she also learned breakdancing and pop walking. But she ended up dropping out of high school during her junior year, and she spent her subsequent years online in chat rooms, which will get her in trouble a little bit later in her life, and then also just focusing on her music and trying to build a career. And people often ask what her heritage is, but her mom is from Jewish descent, and then her dad is South African. And she said in interviews how she chose the name Doja Cat because she likes weed and she likes cats. And I'm not someone who smokes, so I didn't know that was like a nickname for weed until she said that. But I mean, I guess those are just the things she likes. And her birth name is Amala. She has a quite long name, and I'm not going to pronounce the whole thing because I don't want to embarrass myself like that, but I'll put her name up. So the first music that she made, she mostly posted on SoundCloud. And she already got in controversy with one of her first few songs called So High. I'm not sure if people called her out in that moment, but they didn't like how she seemed like she was sexualizing Hindu culture. Because in this music video, she's dressed up as a specific god, and she looks very sexual in this music video, so people just didn't like that. And she has lyrics in this song that's talking about how when she's high, her eyes get smaller, so she says that we both look Asian. And I've heard those lyrics because it was super popular on TikTok for a minute, and I never thought about it. I never thought about like what she meant by that. I just kind of took it at face value. But those were the two things that people didn't like about that song. And this was around 2012. And around this time, she signed with RCA Records and Kemosabe Records that was owned by Dr. Luke. And this is another controversy because it was later found out that he had SA'd people, but Doja came out saying that she didn't know about it. And so I don't think this controversy was taken much further, but people kind of questioned her at the fact that she was signed with him. And then in August 2014, she put out her first EP called Purr. From there, in 2018, she released her first album, Amala, and then the song Moo. And this song is what blew her up at first, because this song became very viral, even though it was really just a joke song. She went on the Genius Lyrics video just explaining that she had this specific cow print top, and she was thinking about it while playing the piano, and then she decided to make a song about it, and she just made it in her room. Like, she wasn't working with anyone else or anything like that.
It was like a huge distraction for me. I would like go to hit the keys on the keyboard, and like I'd have shit in my way. Like I literally can't function with this. And I'm just like hitting the keys, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna make a song about cows. I made the song and the video in one day. I was sweaty as it was gross. I was just in bed, wig off, had makeup on, just covered in grease and French fry dust and oil, and just it wasn't pleasant, but the end result was great.
And you can clearly tell from the music video that it's supposed to be a joke. There's like anime characters in the background, just a lot of stuff happening, and it's clearly not something that was like made by her label or something that was worked on by a ton of people. It's just her making music for fun, and I think that's why a lot of people liked it, just because it's so catchy. When I first heard this song, I didn't really like it. I didn't even finish watching the music video, but then like other people in my school were talking about it, and I like this song unironically. Like, I genuinely think it's a good song, even though it's a joke. So around the time that she dropped Amala, she released the promotional single Roll With Us before the album, and then she also released a music video for Go to Town, and she had a second promotional single for Candy. Her single Candy peaked at 86 on the Hot 100. And out of this album, the most memorable song to me, besides Moo, is Go to Town, just because I feel like it's used in a lot of like Netflix girl boss shows. Like, I didn't even know she sang this song at first because I didn't really listen to this album, but I just always think about it. Like, I swear I can just see like the promotional of like girl boss girlies in some kind of show just walking with this song. So I'm editing right now and I swear I saw this, but I can't find the clip. But this song was also featured in Good Boys, All American, The Society, Betty, and Broad City. So I'll show a clip of All American. Hey, 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 hey. Go down, go down, go down. Yeah, let me see you go to town, yeah. Go down, go down, go down. Hey, let me see you go down. Go down, go down, go down. Let me see you go to town. Now, let's talk about her first big controversy. And this is when people uncovered tweets of her saying the F slur aimed at Tyler the Creator and Earl Sweatshirt on Twitter. And she did this back in 2015, and she kind of responded badly to it because basically she said, I called a couple people the F slur when I was in high school in 2015. Does this mean I don't deserve support? I've said the F slur roughly like 15,000 times in my life. Does saying F slur mean you hate gay people? Do I hate gay people? I don't think I hate gay people. Gay is okay. Something about it is just kind of funny to me because like, I don't know if she's allowed to say this word because she is bi, but I'm not a part of that community, so I can't say anything to that. But just the way that she went about it, where she's like, I don't hate gay people. I think it's fine. And it's like, if someone's calling you out about it, they probably have a good reason. So you being like, well, I don't hate gay people, doesn't really make it any better. So then she had to issue an apology, and she issued a Notes app apology, and everyone loves that one. I'm sure almost all celebrities have given a Notes app apology at some point, and then she also had a Twitter apology, so I'll read those. I've used horrible, derogatory, and hateful words towards people out of ignorance. I just want you guys to know that you're incredibly special, and I hold you dearly to my heart. I'm sorry for anyone I've offended or hurt deeply. You all are worth love and support. No one deserves to be discriminated against for their race or sexual orientation in any angle or sense. I don't want you to look at me as a role model. I just want you to hear my music, and the joy that you take from that is the most important part. I love making music with you. Thank you for everything to this day. And then her Twitter apology, she said basically the same thing but shorter. And she said, I apologize for the derogatory terms I've used in the past, and no one should be discriminated against for their race, religion, or sexual orientation. I love you, and I hope to make more great music with you in the future. Thank you. Now, I mean, I can't really accept her apology or speak on it very much, but I don't know. I mean, she stopped the controversy because this was something that happened pretty early, and I didn't really hear about it because I wasn't much of a fan back then. I just listened to Moo, really, so I didn't know much about her. But after that apology, it seemed like things just kind of blew over. Then, in 2019, she made her next album, Hot Pink. And this album peaked at number 9 on the Billboard Hot 200. Now, this album had 12 songs on it, and the most popular by far was Say So, because this one blew up on TikTok in 2020. And it was also playing on the radio during that time. And it blew up on TikTok because creator Haley Sharp made a dance to this song, and it just became so popular. And it became popular enough to where she was featured in Doja Cat's music video for that song. She was only in there for like low-key 2 seconds, but I mean, I feel like that's good enough for making a little dance to someone's song. And the dance was also featured in that video. She also made the song Boss, B-I-T-C-H, for the movie Birds of Prey in 2020 also. And that one was pretty popular too. And then she had the cultural reset of the metal version of Say So. She performed this for the MTV EMAs, and it was just a video of her and her band performing it, but it was a different rendition of Say So. And I think this kind of showed us the way Doja Cat was moving, especially in terms of her aesthetic. Now, let's take a little intermission. So, let's talk about her TikTok. She is very well known for being an online troll and like just being weird. There's like a lot of celebrities where they come on social media and they try to be normal, but like they just seem so out of touch. But Doja Cat just seems so normal because she just posts the weirdest stuff. And if I was a celebrity as big as her, I would never post stuff like that. I wouldn't even post stuff like that now just because like I don't want to be weird unless I'm with people I know. But she does a lot. Now I'm gonna put up a few videos of her TikTok, but it's very just like she does the first thing that comes up to her mind. And she even does this when it comes to serious things like sponsors. For example, she had a sponsorship with Taco Bell, and I think that they sent her this beat, but she went on a live and created a song for them. And then she made a TikTok about it, and basically, without telling us that she hated the song, she was saying she didn't like it. So just like on the down low, she was just saying how this is the promotional song for Taco Bell, and like, I love it. But she didn't actually love it, because you could tell.
I made a song about Mexican pizza because I love it so much. I wish that Taco Bell didn't discontinue it a year ago, and this led me to this monstrosity of a beat that I just made, and I wrote a verse, and I hope you like it, and if you don't, I understand. Yeah, I got beans, I need meat, I need a shell with the sauce and cheese, give you hell if you cross me, we bout to throw hands if you want try me.
And the song is actually not horrible, but the beat is definitely very bad to work with, and I understand why she didn't like it. And she also did a sponsorship with JBL, where she just talks about her jibble.
Jibble, jibble, jibble. Jibble, jibble, jibble.
Cut one.
And then jibble, jibble.
A lot of her sponsorships tend to be kind of weird, and I feel like these companies understand that she's not going to be super serious because that's not her thing. Her thing is just being like cool and quirky. Now, let's move on to hashtag Doja Cat is over party. And now, if you're not someone who's on Twitter, usually when someone gets canceled, it'll be like, blank is over party. Because everyone has just decided they're done. Their career is over because of this one thing, so we hate them now. This one started off because a creator had made a fan art where it was Doja Cat, Nicki, and Megan Thee Stallion. And they were just like baddie posing in a picture. And one of Doja's stans were like, oh, actually, if you don't know what the word stan is, it's just like extreme fan of someone. But one of Doja Cat's stans was like, I think Doja should be in the middle. Because Nicki was in the middle. But then the Nicki stans went crazy. And the Nicki stans are the Barbs. So the Barbs were so mad at Doja stans. And they were like, actually, Doja is horrible. Blah, blah, blah. Saying all this stuff. But Doja Cat responded and was just saying, like, don't pay attention to this. They're immature. They're scum. I mean, that was kind of assertive. Because I never used the word scum. That was kind of a lot. But she basically said that, and the Barbs got really mad. So they're like, you know what? We're gonna cancel you now. So that was basically all of Doja Cat is over party part 1. But this wasn't something where Doja and Nicki were fighting. It was just their fans. So then Doja Cat dropped Say So remix with Nicki. The Barbs were okay because Nicki likes her, so it was fine. And then let's get into one of her biggest controversies. And this has to do with Tiny Chat, but it's basically an online video chatting site where you can DM people, video chat, and voice chat. And this is something that's been going on since before her career started, but some people had started to talk about it on Twitter and saying how she was still on these chats when she got famous and how they just didn't like it. But there wasn't much evidence back then. It was just people saying like, oh, I think I saw Doja Cat on Tiny Chat. she was saying some sexual stuff, she was being weird, blah, blah, blah. But we know that Doja Cat is someone who likes to troll, and I think that's where she can get in trouble, because sometimes trolling kind of crosses the line and people can't tell when you're serious or not. But basically the whole controversy was that someone was saying that she was hanging out with white supremacists and that she was like stripping for these white people and just like giving them what they want. But no one, I don't know if everyone believed her, but back then it wasn't like extreme evidence, so it just kind of died down a little bit. But we'll come back to this later because it's not over. And also she had a song called Cyber Sex, and people were like, well, you made this song and it's talking about doing dirty things over the internet or, you know, while FaceTiming someone or something. And so they're like, yeah, since you made a song about it, you must have done this with people you don't know. So that was kind of their main evidence. And then just people saying he said, she said on Twitter. But we'll come back to this because we have another controversy that involves Doja, but like it's not her controversy directly. And this has to do with Lana Del Rey. Now, I don't want the Lana stans coming from me because they're crazy. But low-key, I don't support her. Because there's been a lot of stuff that has come out about Lana and her views on politics, which I never understand why celebrities who have nothing to do with politics want to tell me their views on politics. I don't need to know, because usually it just makes me not like people. But anyways, basically she made a post calling out a lot of very popular female singers. And in this post, she said, now that Doja Cat, Ariana, Camila, Cardi B, Kalani, and Nicki Minaj and Beyonce have had number ones with songs about being sexy, wearing no clothes, having sex, cheating, etc. Can I please go back to singing about being embodied, feeling beautiful by being in love, even if the relationship isn't perfect, or dancing for money, or whatever I want, without being crucified, or saying that I'm glamorizing abuse, ? And Doja Cat responded with, gang, sunk that dunker. And now, when you look at most news sites, they all quote her saying that, and then they're just like, I don't know what she meant by that, but slay. That's what most of them say, and I don't know what she meant by that either. I'm thinking like she's telling her stans like, go get this girl, but I'm not sure. But let's talk about Lana for a little bit, because she's saying that all of these music artists are getting famous from being sexual. They're sinning, but she's just like so pretty and perfect, and why can't she talk about abuse, you know? And can we also talk about the fact that almost all the women that she called out are black? But that's neither here nor there. But she does have songs about glamorizing abuse, and in her song Ultraviolence, she sings, he hit me and it felt like a kiss. And also in another one of her songs, she says, tell me you own me. So people were just saying that they didn't like how she had those kind of themes, but she wanted to combat this by saying, well, everyone else has sexual songs, so why can't I talk about my love life? But I don't know why she even needed to post this. I'm talking about this because it kind of kept Doja Cat out of the controversy for a little bit, because she was in her own hot water, but then everyone wanted to focus on Lana during this time. Now we have Doja Cat is over part 2. This one's just a lot. This is the same Tiny Chat stuff, but now there's evidence, because there's this one girlie on Twitter that's actually, I don't know if they're a girl. I think they are though. But they posted video evidence of her being on Tiny Chat. Because before there wasn't really evidence. It was just like, I saw Doja on Tiny Chat. Well, I saw Doja. Well, I saw Doja. Yeah. Basically, the Tiny Chat stuff got worse because there was evidence that came out and she was clearly kind of drunk in these videos, just saying weird sexual stuff that's kind of uncomfortable.
So would you feed a tube into my ass with a funnel at the end and pour all types of liquor down there?
Oh. Like, well, yes. Yes. Indeed, I will proof you with alcohol.
So hot.
But what made this worse is that the Lana stans were already mad at her, so then we had Doja Cat stans that were mad at her for the Tiny Chat stuff, and Lana stans that were mad at her for responding to Lana, so it was like double hate. So there is one video that came out that I showed you guys, But there's another video that I just couldn't find. And this was the video where everyone was like, yeah, this is the evidence that she hangs out with white supremacists. And basically she was just saying profanities that included the N-word. And people were just asking if she was okay because she just seemed super drunk. And everyone took this and ran with it and was like, well, she's saying the N-word around white people, so she must be with white supremacists. Now, I don't know how they put two and two together like that, but I remember hearing this controversy and I just didn't know if I believed it or not. Like, I wasn't in full support of her, but I wasn't necessarily against her because, like I said, there wasn't enough evidence. We had evidence that she was being weird, but we didn't have evidence that she was stripping for white supremacists. And I mean, this is gonna be like a hot take. Even if she did it, does it really matter? Like, yeah, it would be kind of weird to do that as a black woman, but I can't really say anything for your kinks because everyone was just mad that they thought she had a race play kink and stuff like that. But who am I to say anything about that? I mean, as long as you're not racist, it's okay. I don't know. I can't relate to having a race kink, but if she has one, like, am I supposed to stop listening to her music? Like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do with that information. I'd rather not know. I don't need to know what you do. And then we have hashtag we're sorry Doja Cat. And this is where everyone came to the same conclusion as me and was basically like, well, we don't have enough evidence and we feel bad for kink shaming you, so we're sorry, love you. And then she featured on Sweetie's song Best Friend, and that song hit top 10 on the R&B charts. And this song was playing on the radio over and over again. And I'm not someone who really listens to the radio, but when I did, it was on there, playing on loop. Because Sweetie's song, Best Friend, I think that song was already popular by itself. But then once Doja hopped on, like, everyone was playing that song on the radio, everyone was playing it on TikTok, so that was a really big hit for her. And then in 2021, she dropped Planet Her. And this is her most recent album. And this one caused a lot of controversy because it kind of divided her stans. There was a part of her stans that were like, we miss the old Doja Cat, like, I don't like this. And then there was a new stans that had just found her from this album and they loved it. She had a song with Ariana Grande. She had a song where she was rapping like Nicki. Stuff like this. They loved the album. So it was just like fans that liked the album and some of the fans that were just not into it. They felt like it was too poppy. She wasn't a rapper anymore. And I mean, I feel like she's always been in pop. So I don't know what they were saying about that. So this album had 14 songs on its original release. And then for the deluxe, it had 19 songs. And this album was doing good on the charts. So for her song Need to Know, this song was playing on the radio a lot actually, even though it is pretty explicit. But for her song Need to Know, it was number 10 on the charts. And then she had Kiss Me More with SZA, and that was number 35. And this one was also trending a lot on TikTok. And she had the song You Right that trended at 36 on the charts. And then she also had Woman that was 37 on the charts, and this one was also playing on the radio and also popular on TikTok. Let's talk about Kiss Me More. Because back when all the stuff where she was saying the F slur was resurfaced, they made a meme out of a video that was resurfaced of her saying it, but the end of the meme is the instrumentals to Kiss Me More.
Stop being a fat. Thank you.
And I remember this meme trending on TikTok, and I didn't know it was her at first. Also, please leave in the comments if you're LGBTQIA+, if this sound trending was weird. Like, is that okay? Is it okay to have those things trend? I don't know. But anyways, I found this clip not on TikTok, I found this clip on YouTube. And I just happened to look at the comments, and all the comments were a lot of people being like, thanks, I'm no longer gay. Because she says, stop being an F slur, thank you. And they're just like joking about it. So I just wonder, like, is this okay? Was this a funny joke? Am I supposed to laugh? Because I kind of feel weird about it. So I just wonder, like, is it funny if you're in the crowd? Now, let's take another intermission and talk about her body. Now, I usually don't talk about people's bodies, but a lot of people like to talk about hers. And especially on TikTok. Because back in her early career, Doja was pretty thick. And like that's why she made the song Juicy, because you know, she was a thick girl. But there's a lot of people around this time after she just dropped Planet Her where they're talking about how they miss the old Doja Cat. There's a lot of videos being like, I miss the old Doja Cat. She was so much better. And some of them are focused on her music where they say they miss the album Emila. But then there's other people that miss her old body. And that's what starts to make me feel uncomfortable. Because back when I was still on TikTok, I would watch videos of her like recent concerts for this album. And then I started to get videos of people being like, I miss when her body looked like this. I don't like that she's skinny now. I don't like that people made her feel like she had to be skinny. And I don't think that that's why. And also, why are we making up backstories to someone's weight loss? Especially because all Doja Cat did was get smaller. Like, she's still an hourglass. She started off as an hourglass. Like, it's not like her body shape was something that she would have gotten bullied for, because everyone likes a thick girl. They like a girl that looks like she has a BBL. So I'm assuming that she did her weight loss, you know, for herself. And there are videos about her weight loss journey, how she lost weight and stuff. But I just find it so odd that people are like, I miss when she was thick. She's so tiny now, I don't like it. And it's just like, it's okay to have that opinion, but it just feels weird to say it online. Now we have another controversy. This is for a song that was dropped on SoundCloud in her early career called Didn't Do Nothing. And that word is kind of a racial remark. That term is used against Black people for the alt-right. Some people thought that she used that term in response to Sandra Bland's death, but then she made a statement basically saying like she didn't mean that and she wanted to reclaim the term. But she ended up going on Instagram Live just saying that she wanted to reclaim the term and that it was bad to have made that song, and basically just apologizing. And she also addressed the Tiny Chat videos in this response, just saying how she was drunk and she was being stupid, and you know, she's not racist, she's not hanging out with white supremacists, all of her friends aren't white supremacists. And she also talked about how she doesn't think that her fans should do as she does. And she does say this several times when it comes to her many apologies for her many controversies. And I understand where she's coming from, but I also don't like that she says that. Because when you are someone that has a platform, people are going to follow what you do no matter what. Even if you are someone that's clearly a horrible role model, there's going to be someone following what you do. Now, I'm not saying that you can't do things that are deemed as bad, but maybe don't put them on the internet, you know? Maybe don't chat with random people that are going to screen record you. Maybe do weird things with your friends at home. No one will see it. But I just don't like how she's like, don't do what I do, you know? Like, I love my fans, but just, I'm not a good role model. And clearly, she isn't a good role model. But you can't just tell people, don't do what I do, because they're gonna do it. So you do have some responsibility to make sure your act is clean online. Or at least just do the weird stuff with people that you know and trust, and don't do it online where you know that it's gonna be spread, it's gonna be screen recorded, and it's gonna turn into drama. Then in March of 2022, she decided to say that she was quitting music. She was over it. She was done. Also, the lighting keeps changing, so just pretend like you don't notice it. But she had said no more pop on her Twitter. And she also made a tweet just saying like, I'm done. And so everyone was like, Doja Cat's quitting music, she's quitting music. And I never believed this. Because especially as someone who's this big, and you can clearly tell that she cares about her music. She's not someone who's just like some random industry plant. So I didn't think she was gonna quit. But then she made a statement saying like, JK, like, I'm not quitting, it's fine. But everyone was just like worried about her quitting for a long time. But then she dropped the song Vegas in May of that same year. I know it was probably pre-planned because that song was for the Elvis Presley movie. And I'm pretty sure that song also blew up on TikTok. Now, we're getting into the most recent controversies. Because Doja Cat hasn't dropped any music since after Vegas. At least not songs that are just her own. In July of 2022, she had some drama with Noah Schnapp, and he is the boy that plays Will in Stranger Things. And at this time, he was 17. So basically, Doja Cat had DM'd him and was like, can you hook me up with Joseph Quinn? And that is the guy that plays Eddie Munson in Stranger Things. And Joseph Quinn is 24. That was a lie. He was 29 at the time. And so she's asking the 17-year-old, like, hey, can you hook me up with your 29-year-old coworker? And then he screenshots the DM and posts it. And everyone's like, Doja Cat is a pedophile. Doja Cat is weird. And it is a little bit weird to ask this 17-year-old boy, like, hey, can you hook me up with your coworker? Especially since they're clearly not that close. And I get that she was, like, being quirky about it, you know? But the internet was mad. They were mad. They were like, let's cancel this girl. Like, she is over. I can't believe she did that. And with this controversy, I did think it was a little weird. Like, I think it's weird that she did that. And maybe she shouldn't have done that. Should have just asked someone else. But I don't think this one was cancel worthy. I just think she wasn't really thinking properly. And especially since it is known that Noah is someone who likes to troll also, and it's not out of his character to have post those screenshots. But she was actually really mad about it. I think a lot of people were more mad at her response because she had hopped on live and was just basically saying like how she's really mad that he posted those screenshots when that was a private DM.
To be fair, this is like a kid. Like Noah is like, I don't know how old he is, but like when you're that young, you make mistakes. You do dumb I'm like trying to be super fair. You say dumb shit, you f up relationships with people. You're supposed to do stuff like that so that you know not to do it in the future. Like I did my share of up so that I don't again. Noah did that, like went and posted a private conversation between me and him, is so unbelievably like socially unaware and whack. You know what I mean? Like that's like borderline snake shit. That's like weasel shit. And like, I'm not saying that encapsulates his entire personality.
And a lot of people were bothered that she was mad at him for doing this, but I guess it is a bit unprofessional that she went on live to do that. But she likes to go on live a lot. I think live has gotten her in trouble a lot. And she does get mad on her live and just express her emotions. She's never PR. She says what she wants to say. And then she shaved her head and her eyebrows on live. I'm pretty sure this is on TikTok Live. And people were like, this is a Britney Spears moment. We're so worried about Doja Cat. I'm so worried for her. Like, is she okay? And once I saw her response to this, I immediately knew she was fine. But a lot of people saw her response and they just ignored it. But in her response, she basically was just saying how she didn't feel comfortable with her natural hair. She was constantly wearing wigs. She'd be in the gym sweating, worrying about her hair because her wig is sliding off, like just all of this. And she just didn't want to deal with that.
I never liked having hair. I remember feeling so just exhausted with like working out, and I'd be wearing wigs and they would be like getting like tacky. They'd like re-tack because of the moisture, but like I couldn't focus because I was more concerned with how I looked and how my hair was doing and like how to keep it adhered to my scalp.
And as a black woman, I can understand that because it's hard to be black and to have curly hair when everyone else loves perfect straight hair and your hair isn't normal. They like people with curly hair that's not big. They like the people with mixed curls, people like Zendaya. If you don't have hair like that, it's hard to love it sometimes. And I think that's what Doja Cat was going through. And also, it may have just been the maintenance of everything. And she says how she loves her shaved head. And I mean, I think she still looks pretty. I think she looks fine without it. But a lot of people just kept saying they were just so worried for her. And she's going through something in this moment. Like, they thought she was lying to them, even though she said she was okay many times. And then a YouTuber that I'm not going to name because I don't have positive feelings about her. Because this YouTuber is someone who talks about celebrities' bodies and all the work that she thinks they got done. And I do not respect people that do this. I don't like when people go on the internet and talk about, well, I think she got this done, I think she got this done. Because if someone did that to me, it would bother me a lot. But she did this to Doja Cat. And Doja was really mad. She got on live and was just going off, just was extremely mad in this situation.
And it's called Doja Cat Looks Different Than Before. You're welcome for the clout. It's not good clout. It's what you asked for. It's what you get when you make lies up about people.
But then it did come out that she had breast reduction surgery and she had lipo on her thighs, and she talked about that. She did also have a tweet that I'll blur out. Now, the other procedure that she said she got done in this tweet, I don't know if she got it. With her personality, it kind of seems like a little joke. But, you know, she might be serious. I won't know until we get receipts. But, yeah. And that is the end of all her controversies. We still have stuff to talk about, still iconic moments, but no more controversies. She was making headlines for this most recent Paris Fashion Week because she showed up at the Schiaparelli show in a bunch of crystals. This was her crystal look, and everyone was kind of taken aback by it. Just because most celebrities, they dress pretty normal at Fashion Week. They're just going to wear whatever the designer, whatever kind of designer is, or whoever they're signed with. But she wanted to make a bang with this one. And I did also watch an interview of her talking about how she was super sick while they got this makeup done, literally like throwing up while they're putting the rhinestones on her. But she still pulled off the look. But a lot of people were saying that she looked weird. Like, they didn't like how she didn't wear lashes. And I thought it was so stupid because she literally has 30,000 crystals on her face, covering her whole entire body, literally in her ear hole. And they're like, but you didn't put falsies on? So then, when she went to the fashion show for Victor and Rolf, she had a look where she was a man and she used fake eyelashes for her eyebrows, did a little mustache, a little goatee, because the girlies said they wanted eyelashes, so she was going to give them lashes. So during this fashion week, I feel like she was the main star for, compared to a lot of the other celebrities. I genuinely don't remember what everyone else wore. I only remember Kylie Jenner because she had that little lion's head and I thought her dress was really boring. But she really stole the show for this fashion week, which is pretty surprising since she's not a fashion person. Technically she is because she has had some out there looks, but she's known for her music, not her fashion. A lot of people have said with her whole shaving her head and her eyebrows, and she's recently been getting into some experimental makeup, and a lot of people think she's a Satanist. Now, I genuinely think it's so funny when people think this, just because, like, I'm sure there's devil worshippers out there, but I don't think she's one of them. I mean, she might be, but I also feel like if she was, we would know. But a lot of people have gotten mad about her tattoos and her recent way of dressing. And one of her tattoos, it just looks like to the average person, when you look at it, I saw those tattoos on Instagram, I'm like, that does look a little demonic. And I scrolled past it. Because what else do I have to say about that? I don't know if it's demonic, but I guess her tattoo was this figure named Demonstrous. I hope I'm saying that right. And it's a commentary on the deformities in nature. So it's not like, you know, she had Satan on her arm, but a lot of people were kind of upset about it. And she also has other tattoos that are just a little creepy, a little weird. Feel like they'd be in a book, like a witch's book or something. And she also had a Valentine's Day photo shoot where she dressed up devil themed. And I wonder if she did this in response to everything or if she just did it for fun. The photo shoot looked cute to me, but still, stuff like that. She's wearing her devil horns. She loves Satan, oh my gosh. But a lot of people were just kind of weird about that. And that does also go back to people missing the old Doja Cat. Because when I was looking at TikToks for people talking about missing her old body, they also missed just her old aesthetic. Her old aesthetic was very like e-girl. She was known for the pink wig. She became a meme for the time that she wore her pink wig really badly. And so that was just like her thing. She was very bright, very fun, and now she's darker. She wears brown hair. She wears black eyeliner. Different wild makeup looks. So like, she started off as an e-girl, and now she's just a Satanist, you know? She's a little scary now. And then her most recent thing is her dressing up as a cat at the Met Gala. And I think this look was pretty cute, because she did it in a way that was minimal. Like, I feel like if you saw her from afar, you wouldn't tell that she was a cat. But, like, it's cute because, you know, she's Doja Cat. And Jared Leto also dressed up as a giant cat because the theme of this year's Met Gala was Karl Lagerfeld. And he was a designer, and he had a pet cat named Chopette. So I think Doja Cat was dressing up in like her cat makeup because one, she's Doja Cat, and for the pet cat. And I think in the end of this, the main lesson is that one, cancel culture isn't real. And also, Doja Cat got famous mostly from her being viral. She used the internet a lot. She got viral from Moo, and that's how people started listening to her music. And also, she was constantly on the internet. A lot of celebrities just use their internet to promote. They're like only on social media to sell you something or to promote their songs. But she was on there just for hee-haws, literally for the fun of it, for the laughs. And that's why a lot of people liked her, because they felt like they could connect to her as a person, and they felt like they knew her personality, and she wasn't hiding anything from you. She wasn't trying to be PR, she wasn't trying to be fake. So people just liked her, and you were constantly seeing her on TikTok, seeing her on Instagram, being a little weirdo, and then she drops a really good song, and people listen to it. So I think that's the way she really cracked the code to become famous. And also, she does have the facilities. Like, she is a good, well-trained dancer. She is a good singer. She is a good rapper. So she knows how to make good music, and she knows how to perform. And she also knows how to use social media and just be a normal person and not try to be a celebrity that's weird and unrelatable and only talks about their money. She does have many controversies. And there's a lot of people that don't like her because of the weird things that she's got into and the kind of not PC things that she's said. But she still survived all of that. And I'm sure when she drops her next album, it'll be just as popular as Planet Her, if not even more popular. So that was the life of Doja Cat, her career, her many controversies, and all the random stuff in between. So if you liked today's video, please leave a like and comment down below what you thought was most interesting or what you've lived through and what you've seen on social media of her. So thanks for watching. Bye!